Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Center. With me this week I have...
O'Gillies, and just O'Gillies.
Yeah, just Achilles. Mason might show up, but he's on vacation, so he's not really around tonight. I know TBA is working and won't be back for like another hour, so he might show up at the very tail end of like, yeah,
He promised
of
me
like
he'd
the
play
next
someone turn.
video. If I record that long. But anyways, first things first, we finished a huge mission last time. So we are like out of contracts. We've got these two, Explore Duno, which I do have to do. I just have to run a flyby, which that's doable. And then this tourist contract that I have had forever and ever. And I might just decline it. I don't feel like doing it. But I won't let it fail, but I will definitely decline it. So, anyways, these are our options. There's build an orbital station, there's a VIP I don't care about. Tons of reposition certain things. I don't really know what all of them are, but it's things in orbit of Kerbin, this thing's in orbit of Kerbin, this thing's in orbit of Mun, position satellite in specific orbit of Mun. This is put a satellite out there. Let's see, what does it have to be? What does it have to have? Have a mystery goo on the satellite. Nah. I mean, that gives us 12 science. That's not bad. It's like, what'll give us the most science? The 12 science from that is pretty damn good. Plus 1 from the other thing. That gives us none. This gives us 33. Build a new... Oh, okay, that's why. Build a new surface outpost on Minmus.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. That could be a little bit tricky. A lot on the table, though. I might do this.
You should.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try that. What else can we do? We've got a guy stranded in orbit of Minmus. I might do that just for the sake of it. And then this guy. Because, you know, free Kerbals. I'm gonna go get these guys first, actually. Okay, we can accept 2 more. This one... Nah, it's adjust the orbit. I could do that. I just don't feel like it. New orbital station around Mun. We already have one of these. I don't need a new one. So I'm just gonna leave that as is. So first things first, let's see where that Kerbal is stranded. Because I might be able to pilot the station to him.
I need to stop listening to music so I can actually, like, hear you.
Alright, where is he? Where is he? Is that him?
I can enchant the fishing rods, I forgot.
Lefty's Heap. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. Alright, so we have to switch to the station. I'm not sure if there's anybody on the station, though.
And it gave me unbroken.
I'm not really sure if there's anybody on... there's nobody on the station. There shouldn't be anybody on the station, actually. Yeah, station's empty. Do we have control?
It looks like you have control.
I should have control. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you have control.
Oh, okay, because it's in here. I didn't realize this was a service bay. Okay, so I have control. There's Hubder's capsule. And we're too far from that. I don't care about it anyways. But let's turn off everything that isn't the capsule and us. Set as target. Alright, so we're pretty much on exactly the same orbit because that was the same orbit as Hubder's capsule. Or Hudber or whatever. Okay, but there we go. That was actually surprisingly easy. Just expand the orbit until we've got a really good intersect. So we're gonna go rescue an astronaut. That's the first thing we're gonna do. And then we'll worry about the other things like flying by Duna. That's next on the list. Flying by Duna and then Minmus. Because Minmus is the new thing. Alright, 67.6 meters per second a burn. That's like nothing. We might overshoot it, actually.
Rip.
Well, we'll see. We just have to get over there first.
Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Long story short, I had 50 dirt, and then I just happened to have 14 more dirt, and it just, in a chest, and it was like, it just worked out perfectly. To make 64.
I'm gonna do a slow burn here because we're 10 seconds away from the point. And it'll take 2 seconds if I go full beans. Alright, gonna go full beans in a second. And back to semi-beans. Damn it, too much.
Oh, did you ever shoot?
Little bit. Let's use RCS to correct. So R, and then other
C
way.
and then S.
No. Alright, so now we're gonna zip around to where we were.
Wait, did a cow get out of the farm? How did this happen? How did you do this? How did you manage?
Goodbye, Hudber's capsule.
Oh, great. Now half the freaking cow farm's out of the farm. Okay.
Okay.
So now I need to get you two.
Ah,
in the
there's
farm.
Kerbin. That was a nice Kerbin rise.
Come on,
Now
buddy.
the question is, where is
Or not. Okay.
the next?
Oh, great. Now everything's getting out. Everybody's gonna.
He's gonna catch up to
First
us.
world problem.
Did you say first world problem?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure every Minecraft problem is a first world problem, just by definition. I don't know too many I don't know too many starving kids in Africa that are playing Minecraft. Hey, is that him? Yeah, that's Lefty's heat. There's a Kerbal named Lefty.
What? What?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. Just one of the randomly generated names, I guess.
Also,
Where is
it's
he?
taking painfully long to populate a cow farm.
Yeah, it does. Okay, we're coming in. We're 45 kilometers away. 30 kilometers away. Oh, I can right-click on it to make it display all the time. Just like everything else in this game. I don't know why I didn't think of that ahead of time.
Smooth. Even I know that, Alice.
Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, spin the ship around. We're gonna come very, very close to him. Like, possibly too close, as a matter of fact. Too close for comfort, at least.
You have RCS?
I
Yes,
do.
you
But I don't need to dock with him. I'm not even sure if he has a docking port on him.
Wait, did you put this craft into orbit?
This one?
Yeah.
Or the other one?
Oh, the other one that you're trying to like save.
The one that I'm... No. Presumably a different space program. Nope, it's literally just a fuselage.
One heck of a space program.
Yep. Okay, well... He's an engineer.
Ow.
We're gonna go to the other ship. Down.
Can I survive this fall? I want to find out.
Alright, so we're gonna scoot towards the station here, board it, and then you're an engineer, so you'll be able to fix things, I guess? Although we don't really have that problem on the station right now. It's good to have an engineer, though. Honestly, all things considered, they're like the least useful because they're only good if something breaks, but then again, that's like every...
If something breaks, then they're extremely
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah. That's like every repairman. It's like car mechanics are completely useless until something breaks on your car.
I mean, cars are actually designed to fail, so.
I mean, everything's designed... Like, what is that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, like, cars, at least from what my dad has told me, I don't know if it's true, probably not, but he's like, cars were designed to fail so that way they could keep jobs in the market.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
Because think about it this way. If you designed a car to break, somebody else would just design a car that doesn't break and they would get all the business. Because who's going to buy a car that breaks over a car that doesn't break? Then again, people did buy Saabs, so... Okay, let's turn off that.
Oh, I forgot my shield. Oh, no, I don't. No, I didn't. Hey, bud.
Alright, so we rescued this guy. I got mail.
You've got mail.
He's now part of the space program. Okay, and I got 1 science for that, or 2 science for that, actually. Okay, so he's on board. We actually have somebody on board the station now, so we'll keep him here for a while. The station's in kind of a weird orbit now, but that's okay. Oh wait, no it's not, because I had to cancel my velocity with him. So he's in pretty much the same orbit. Okay, back to the Space Center then, because I need to build a Duna probe. Which probably won't be that big, all things considered. I don't need that much Delta V.
How much Delta V do I need to actually get to Duna?
That's what I'm going to find out. I need to do a flyby of it, but that's all.
How close?
So,
oh, another question. How close do you have to get to do a flyby?
I think I just have to get in the sphere of influence. So, not that close.
Not close.
I basically just need to go by.
You just kind of need to look at it and wave, and then keep going back.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to take... Where is... So, Empire, which one are you?
Pretty sure there's a module.
Okay, this is the one with 2 probes. This is probably more than enough to get me there, if I'm very careful. I think I might just use it, because it has all sorts of scientific instruments, and I can send the other one to Ike, and get tons and tons of science back. The only problem is, I need a really good antenna, probably a better one than we have on currently, and I would like to add... also, this says Launcher. I spelled launcher wrong. Whatever, it's a Launcher now.
A Launcher.
It's a Launcher. Okay, yeah, so I need something else. I need to change this up a little bit in terms of science. There are bigger battery packs, but I don't need to worry about that. What I'm going to worry about is putting on some solar panels that don't suck.
Come out here in the daylight. Boy.
Boy. I do need to remember to deploy these, though. That's the downfall. That's what I'm going to screw up. No. No, I just want to move the panels, not... Also, do I have a new scientific instrument? Because I think I do. I have scanning modules. That's not really what I want, though.
Level up.
I haven't ever actually used one of the scanning modules. Just in this game, period.
I don't understand the point of them.
Well, you can find, like, Kethane or whatever underneath the surface, and then mine it up, and then turn it into rocket fuel.
Hey, buddy.
So it could be super useful.
Ow. I'm mining in the dark. No fun. Oh, there's a ledge. At 37.
I don't know why the heck I put these batteries like I did, but it was not smart, so I'm going to change their orientation slightly. There.
And take the rail.
Okay, so Array 2 relay antenna, high gain antenna. I don't know how good these things are. I'm not sure if these guys will get me to Duna. But I'll just put one of these on this.
I'm lost in a cave system. No, me. No, I'm not.
There. Turn this off. Put that like that. Which, that makes tons of sense. And then put this on this side. Which also doesn't even fit, but... it's wedged into the bottom. But I'm basically covering this thing with antennas. And then I'm going to put some more solar panels on it because I really, really, really don't want this thing to run out of power. Because to fly this thing all the way to Duna and then have it run out of power is not something that I want to just have happen at all.
What are you talking about, Ellis? That sounds like it's plenty of fun.
Where the hell is my... there it is. I've made this mistake way too many times in this series alone so far. Just the accidental... basically accidental broke everything. By forgetting to include power. So this is the Empire 2. We're going to launch this thing. We're going to try and take it to Duna. Hopefully we make it. And also I need to get my reputation back up because it cost me a ton of reputation to activate the strategy that I'm using. Which actively turns gained reputation into science. Which is really useful. But the problem is it knocked my reputation down so I don't get as good of contracts.
Wait, you can transfer reputation into science?
It's one of the strategies. Like, if you go to the administration building, you can change a bunch of things. There are different quote-unquote strategies that you can use, like turn funds gain, like turn 25% of all funds gain into a corresponding amount of science, or in this case, reputation to science, or science into reputation, or something like that. You can do that kind of stuff in the administration building, but it costs to get into those programs. Anyways, in 3, 2, 1, launch.
Cue Interstellar.
Cue organ music. I was actually talking to my dad about Interstellar a little while ago. Apparently I didn't like it that much, and I was like, shame on you. Interstellar is this generation's 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's such a fantastic film.
It is. I'm
gonna take this thing to space, and hopefully it will not explode.
Do you go straight up and then turn, or do you go, like, have a curved thing?
A little bit of gravity turn. You've got to sort of figure it out. It depends on the rocket. Some rockets you build will just kind of want to flip over and not want to deal with a gravity turn. But if you're trying to be efficient, you're going to want to make a nice parabolic curve into orbit instead of going straight up, turning, and then circularizing.
I feel like that wastes a lot more fuel, doesn't it?
Yep. Because the idea with the gravity turn is you're using the gravity well that you're in to help you accelerate. Whereas if you just go straight up, you're not. You're just fighting it the whole way.
Right.
And you're doing two things at once. Because you're starting your orbit, which because orbits are the way they are, which are you're going so fast sideways that you miss the ground when you try to fall onto it. Getting sideways velocity as early as possible is good. Not too fast, of course, because then you won't get enough vertical velocity and your wheels smash into the ground. But I'm going to cut the engines for a second. Bye-bye! Oh, let's see, where's our apoapse? Alright, it's not that high. With this stage, though, I have plenty of fuel. And we are still accelerating, but only just. We'll accelerate faster as you use more fuel. I'm not sure if you've heard of the rocket problem, but it's like this complicated equation that defines like the upper limit of how much fuel you can put in a rocket.
How much
how
is
big
it?
you can make a rocket. I don't know, and it depends on the gravity well. It's math beyond me right now, but it's something that they referenced in my calculus classes. Like this is a quote unquote practical application of calculus. It is literally rocket science, but that is the practical application. But it's because of the idea that to get a rocket into space, you need fuel. But to bring that fuel, you need more fuel. And to bring that fuel, you need more fuel, and more fuel, and more fuel, and more fuel. Just as the rocket gets heavier, you need more fuel, which makes the rocket heavier.
Oh. Ooh. That's
So
a
you get sort of in this vicious cycle, and there's like an upper limit to how much fuel you can have. So how much, basically, at absolute maximum, you can lift into orbit. And there's a percentage that describes it easily. Yeah, that's, for the audience, that's like the daily dose of rocket science, like actual hard rocket science and not Kerbal Space Program, which is a little bit not exactly hard science. I'm gonna put that down there.
I will be back in a moment.
Okay. So I'm just gonna sort of roll over. I've executed a very good gravity turn, but I think I'm going to still go all the way up before I finish my circularization burn. The, quote-unquote perfect, ideal gravity turn, which is what actual rockets do, because everything is calculated beforehand, is you just sort of move from... You change seamlessly from going up to going sideways, and you don't ever stop burning until you're in orbit. Because the thing about rocket engines, solid fuels especially, but my hands are on the wrong spot on the keyboard. Solid fuels especially, but liquid fuels as well, not as much, but as well. It is very, very difficult to restart a rocket engine. Obviously, solid fuels, you just can't. You cannot restart, you cannot turn off a solid fuel booster once you've started it. You cannot throttle it down or up, or turn it back on once it's run out, or stopped on its own. It's a firework. It goes, and then it runs out of fuel and stops. Okay, so now we need to get into... I need to change this to... Oh, whoops. That won't help. We need to get out of the orbit of Kerbin. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use Mun for this. Mun. I'm going to use Mun for this. But we need to go forward. And Kerbin's orbit is... So that'll bring us down. That's the opposite direction. We actually need to go around the back. This thing is trying to launch us out that way, but that's not what I want to do. I want to be launched out the other way. Unfortunately, you can only catch it behind. And also, it seems that we just have to get too close, so I think it might just be worth doing it on our own, starting at our periapsis, and then just burning and breaking orbit. Because, honest to goodness, it won't be all that hard. We've already spent a lot of Delta V to get this far. And we're mostly out of fuel. Let's pop the fairing. So, do we have RCS? No, we don't. There's nothing on here docks. So let's just rotate the ship. Look how slowly it goes. It's such a clunky and heavy ship. I should have added, and I thought about this last time, but I should have added an SAS module or two, or just a gyro, Or even RCS. RCS would have done it. But I decided not to, so I'm paying the price. And delays. The other thing, if I wanted to be sort of nitpicky, or I guess super duper efficient, would have been to, instead of putting the fins on the actual body of the rocket, would be to put them on the boosters, because that way the boosters, when they detach, they take the fins with them. And that, because right now it's just dead weight. If we go straight to... Okay, I'm gonna gamble.
Anyways, I returned.
Set as target. Damn it. Missed. Can I focus back on my ship, please? No, I want to focus on my ship. Okay, just not gonna let me do that. Got it. No, let me focus on my ship, please.
Are you having this error or glitch? I think it's actually a glitch.
Well, I clicked on something else, and now it won't take me back to my ship. Because I'm...
Why is our bookcase is so stupid expensive?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I should send this. It's on work. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm focused on Mun, that's better. I'd like to just focus on Kerbin. There we go. Alright, so I'm actually about to be out my periapsis, so I should just go.
Should you burn at periapsis or where is the best place to actually like burn?
If you're trying to break orbit, I mean, it depends where you want to go. In this case, my periapsis pretty well coincides with where I want to go, which I want to enlarge my orbit of Kerbal, of the Sun. So burning at periapsis pretty much lets me do that, because it will push my orbit in this direction, which is more or less along Kerbin's path of travel. So I'll come out with a wider orbit than Kerbin. If I was going the other way, if I'd burned at apoapsis in this case, it would push my orbit the other way, and I would be slowing down relative to Kerbin, and so I would come out with a smaller orbit. The reason it's like, well, where do you burn? Burning at periapsis is the most efficient, although in most cases that's not the choice you're going to have to make. But in most cases, burning at periapsis is the most efficient thing you can do because of something called the Oberth effect. Cancel, turn that off. The Oberth effect is a principle of rocketry which states that rocket engines are more efficient when you are moving faster. And that is actually how it works. And it's almost kind of ridiculous, but that is exactly how it works. Rocket engines are more efficient when you're moving faster. So, at periapsis, you're moving fastest relative to wherever you're going. Or, sorry, relative to whatever you're orbiting. And thus, at periapsis, rocket engines are most efficient.
Interesting.
Yeah. I keep trying to look up why, and I don't quite understand it. I just know that it's a thing that works. Because, this is literally rocket science. This is what they pay people at NASA for. And we're all doing it in a game.
So at NASA, they actually do it in the most efficient way possible.
Yes. The difference is, they know what they're doing at NASA.
Crinkle, crinkle. I can't believe nobody's going to join us.
I mean, again, most people are just not here. The only two people I really expect are the only three people I really expect are you, TBA, and Mason. and I know where Mason is, and TBA's at work.
He gets off in about half an hour.
Yeah.
So, fun. Is Audacity you have going in the background, is it recording me too, or is it just you?
No, Bandicam is recording you. Audacity's just for me.
Mm.
Oh. This is a crazy burn. Like, this is an excessive burn. I don't need to do this. I accidentally burned way too much, so I screwed up my orbit. But I don't feel like changing that. So let's say I add +1. Nope, that made it significantly worse, actually. What if I just do like this? Damn it. What if I like the idea that the closest approach is right there, and actually doing this won't change it at all. This is not a good time for a transfer. I managed to screw myself because I burned too much. Okay, well, let's see. Here, where's the closest we get, and how can we fix that? So, there is pretty close. There is pretty close. It's like, but we fall short. We need to get there faster.
How close do you have to be to Duna to get in its gravity range?
I mean, not very close in terms of planets, but just very close, period, in terms of space. Okay, so it's going to be there when we're going to be here. So I need to, like, go from here, because this is a much tighter orbit. We need to have time to catch up to them. Ah, that's more like it. Look at that.
Ooh.
That's what a little...
What's the
figuring.
closest approach now?
Fairly close. There it is! Periapse is 13 million, but we're gonna have to adjust that at some point. So, this is in 219 days. We have a long time to wait before this node. So, I'm going to leave this here for a while. Before I forget, I need to extend all of the solar panels.
How much charge do you have left?
That's a good question. Oh, I only have stage view on, so I don't know. I had plenty. There's tons of batteries on all of these, like, in total, you know, combined. But if I had just let this thing fly on its own, it would have run out. So, although there are a couple of passive solar panels I don't have to extend on it, I don't really want to take the chance that they happen to be pointed away from the sun, all of them. Because that has happened. Alright, so now we need to go back to the Space Center, because now we're going to begin the Minmus base. Because I don't like doing only one thing, spending 219 days watching that thing float through space, and then basically spending another full Kerbal year before it reaches its destination. I'm not just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs. So, whoops, wrong thing. So, I need to go back and look at what we need for the Minmus base, and I think it's actually quite significant. We're probably going to have to assemble it in orbit, fly it to Minmus, and land it. Maybe land it in one piece, I don't know. Minmus is easy to land on, so... Anyways, contract. Have a facility supporting at least 12 Kerbals. Have a research lab, 2 pilots, and maintain stability
I'll be back
and
momentarily.
land it. Okay. So 12 people. 12 Kerbals. That's quite a few. That's really quite a few. How big is the research lab and how heavy is it? Okay, so mobile processing lab, 3.5 tons. Whew. This model is guaranteed to spontaneously combust less than previous models. That's good. Well, we're going to purchase that for 10,000 pesos. We need to figure out how much this weighs. This weighs 4.679 tons. Okay, so if we take these probes out, we can launch a mobile processing lab and take it to Minmus. I think. We should be able to do that. Because it's lighter than the probes. So I'm going to call this the Empire 3. Actually, I'm going to make sure I actually saved the Empire 2 first. Yeah, let me save this. And then I'm going to change this to the Empire 3. It's going to be called Space Base Launcher. And I'm going to name the base Launcher. So. Alright, so let's tear this out. Like we're on House Hunters or something. Or on some renovation program that Madison would watch. I don't know. Right. Get rid of that. We do need a Probodyne thing. Electrical, we need some batteries. Stick some batteries underneath it. We need a giant cargo container. Or at least a moderately sized cargo container. This is 0.3 tons. Alright, sure, that should be good enough. I can stick this to the bottom of it. Yep. Get rid of this. So we're gonna need to land some other stuff. Let's see, how many people can you fit in this? 2. We need 12 crew total. That's excessive. 12 crew total. Let's see now. This carries 2. This carries 3, actually. That's also 4 tons on its own. Ouch. I don't really like that. Let's see. We need decouplers. Or a docking port, rather. I need one on either side. Okay, you know what? I have an idea.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Okay.
So I have an idea. What's your question?
When in Rhode Island, do they have it so like once a week you get a day off early from school?
I don't know anymore. I'm serious. I don't know.
Well, you haven't been in a public school for a while.
A little while. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, this is annoying. Maybe I should just call it Parker. Like Peter Parker. Because look at this freaking thing.
Oh my gosh.
Actually start them retracted. That's something I learned about far too late.
Is there an option to, like, they start retracted?
Yep. You just right-click on them and select Start Retracted.
Well, I know that, but is there, like, a default way just to do it easily? So
No.
you don't have to do that?
No, not as far as I know.
Dang.
So... Oh, that's not great.
We've been here, I might place a sapling right there. Oh, man,
I need the coupler. I'm already pushing it. Like, I usually have extra fuel, but I am pushing it with what I can do, what I can bring. I have to plan these with some sort of semblance of sanity, first of all.
What is
And
that? I don't know what that word means.
Like, semblance is in
I know it.
resemblance.
Oh, I was being sarcastic about sanity.
I'm sure. Oh. I thought you were just dumb.
Well, I am, but
Yeah.
wow.
You said it. No, I'm kidding you. The thing,
Better
I don't
be.
wanna... these stupid struts. These stupid landing legs. I'm afraid that if I don't put 8 of them on, it's going to break. And I could really use the heavy-duty landing legs, but I don't have the science for them. So, this is going to be the Peter Parker station. Now here's the other thing that I need to keep an eye on, that I need to think about. What am I hitting? Oh. So like that, and then I need to add...
I need to get more good pieces.
Where are the... I don't need that. I need... Is it in caps? Is it in pods? I need one of those 4-person... I need a hitchhiker container, is what I need.
Hitchhiker, I barely know.
Ah, here they are. And it won't let me attach them. So let's spin this thing around, put it there.
Oh, that's offensive.
Okay, it just won't let me. I get it. I understand. It just won't let me.
Do you understand those?
Yeah.
Do you honestly understand?
Okay, I have a better plan. And I'll have to just build that separately. But using docking ports for the purpose I'm going to use them for is not recommended. And, consult your doctor. This is actually probably the only thing that I can send up in the first round. This, on its own, is 4.8 tons, and I really don't want to make it that much heavier. The thing is, it doesn't need to get it to Minmus, it just needs to get it to space. And then we can handle the Minmus thing later. A decoupler. No, wait, I need a payload. I need a protective shell. I thought I wasn't going to need one, but I do. You know what? Really? Really? This is what you're going to do to me? Inner stage nodes on. No! Come on, let me place the cross section there. No, that's not streamlined enough.
Streamline.
Alright, like that. There we go. There's the tip of our rocket. And I do need some more solar panels as well, but I don't know. Honestly, am hesitant about putting the solar panels where I want to put them because there is a definite possibility that when I go to attach the other stuff, because you can't retract them after you deploy them. But there's a possibility that when I go to attach the other stuff, they'll be in the way and I'll have to physically snap them off on purpose. I'll basically have to ram into them and have them break so that I can put the thing where I need it to go. Well, we put batteries in there. We need RCS. That's the other thing I'm hesitant about, because oh, that's right. I got the good RCS tanks.
RCS confuses me.
Yeah, it's okay. Why does it confuse you?
Because it just does. I don't know why. Oh, and
Well, how does it confuse you? What's confusing about it?
It's like the fact that you have to have it evenly placed among everything, and it's just kind of tedious. I guess it's not really confusing, but think about it. It's just sort of tedious.
Yeah, it can be. Especially as the center of gravity moves. Alright, so I'm gonna put these guys on there.
Now what can I do with it? What can I enchant in my inventory?
Put those guys on there, and I need... The only other things I just need a single, simple antenna. Actually, I think this guy has an antenna built in. Does he? Data transmitter, internal. But I'm not sure if that's... Yeah. So it has a 5K data transmitter. That's not good enough. The default antenna is 500K. So
That's like a lot.
yeah. Well, compared to the other thing, that's hot garbage in comparison.
True.
Alright, so I'm gonna do that. This is our rocket. I'm gonna see if I can get this thing. Oh wait, I need to. I forgot to do the RCS actually. So center of mass overlay. There's the center of mass of our station. If I'm gonna do it right, what I need to do is I need to put the RCS thrusters here on the center of mass, basically.
See, what I always do is I will detach like whatever doesn't need RCS, and then I'll put the RCS based around what does, and then I'll reattach everything.
Exactly what I'm doing. So yes, that is how you do it. That's the best way to do it. This is going to be kind of clunky because just because it's a freaking lab that's going to space. But we're going to get this thing up there, and then we're going to attach the other pieces one by one. Oh, I've got messages. It doesn't matter. Alright, so let's take this thing up. Hopefully, empty crew cabin and a missing ladder. I don't care about either of those things. Alright, what are the stages? Stages seem okay. Actually, this needs to be taken out of that stage. Should be put up here. Alright, save it, and get ready to launch. This is our next endeavor. We do need to take up 2 pilots. I'm not sure if we have 2 pilots. Unless the guy in orbit is a pilot, but that's a gamble. Maybe I should just fly a satellite near him to find out. I think I'll do that.